holidays are often described as magical, yet stressful. People look forward to the holidays and they dread the holidays. Navigating that mix of emotions involves giving ourselves full permission to feel all of it, not just the joy. It's okay. You're not alone. Holidays can stir up so much excitement, nostalgia, and often a little tension. And when that mix shows up, for me, I like to practice the pause and just take a breath, a mindful breath where I'm focusing on my breath as I breathe in through the nose and focus on the breath as I breathe out through the nose, just for a couple of breaths, and I find myself feeling more grounded. And then I'm able to say, oh yeah, there's the stress. Or, oh yeah, here's a little nostalgia. Here's a little sadness. These people that I have nostalgic feelings about are not here. Just whatever it is that comes up, I like to acknowledge them. And then I like to remember that feelings are just visitors. They don't have to overstay. Once we stop resisting them, feelings will soften. And then we can more easily shift our focus and tap into the joy that is also present. I suggest that you consider setting a one-word intention for the season. A single word can become a very gentle compass, giving ourselves a chance to focus in a certain direction. So instead of making a long list of, I'm going to be sure and remember to take care of so-and-so and do this and that, and all of these things are lovely, no matter what, come back to the gentle intention that you've set. You might want to use a word like peaceful, or I love grateful, or present, or connected, or even the word ease. So that whenever I feel rushed, I can still bring in what will make me feel more grateful right now. What brings more ease right now? Just one word. And there can be other habits. There can be other things we do, like lighting a candle habitually as soon as we come home from all the many things we're doing during the holidays. Just light the candle and breathe. Or make a decision to opt out of yet another event. What can I do to bring ease? What can I do to be more grateful? And gratitude doesn't mean that you run and do everything everybody suggests. It just means that you acknowledge your gratitude and you find a way to find something gentle, supportive, that will ground you, and you keep yourself from reacting and you help yourself to be creative. You don't need to just get swept up in the experience of the season. You actually shape the season from inside out. Your intention is peaceful, and you start to notice what supports my peace. What supports peace? Maybe it's slower mornings. Maybe it's fewer errands. Maybe it's even turning your phone off for a while and having your own dinner and just taking time for you. So that intention that you set can really help your brain to associate with self-regulation and help you have a season that you direct rather than feeling hijacked by the season. Taking time to rest is essential during the holidays, especially. It's really important in all of life. Many people feel guilty, especially during the holidays, if they take time to rest. But rest is the way that your nervous system resets. So when I protect my bedtime and when I make sure that I have a few small pauses planned during my day, I actually show up more in alignment with my own values. I'm kinder, I'm steadier, I'm more present, I'm more creative. And all of that is not selfish, it's being responsible. For many of us, setting boundaries is mistakenly identified as being selfish. Boundaries are about clarity and kindness. And when I worked on this for myself, I found that I needed to practice finding a way to say no that felt congruent with the way I like to communicate. So I found things like, I'd love to join, but this year I'm just keeping it simple. Or asking myself, if I say yes to this, what am I saying no to? And most people really understand. If it means sacrificing peace or rest or connection, then that is the cue to simplify. I recommend using a WOOP. That stands for Wish, Outcome, Obstacle, Plan. It's a fantastic tool. It was developed by scientists at Stanford University, and it is very useful for finding a way through challenging situations. The wish is what you really wish would happen. The outcome is what would happen if your wish came true. The obstacle is obvious. It's one obstacle that you can foretell. And then the plan is, how do I address that obstacle by looking for the outcome and the wish? So a WHOOP can really turn your good intentions into doable steps. You might want to have a calm Christmas morning. And the outcome of that would be a sense of well-being and joy with your family by the tree. The obstacle might be staying up way too late wrapping gifts the night before, having all kinds of company over, and not feeling prepared for them. So the plan would be, I will wrap 2 gifts each night and go to bed by 10 p.m. And that feels manageable. And it relates to the idea that in the morning of Christmas morning, I will be able to have a calm time with my family, with my friends, where I have gifts ready. I have not stayed up too late, and I'm really just doing the things that make my life much more the way I want it. Holidays are just like any other time, just more so. And plans often can go off track. Traffic can be unpredictable. There might be long lines, high prices, airplanes that don't arrive on time, all kinds of different things. And one of the things I have found most helpful to me is to shift my perspective by focusing on gratitude. Gratitude and anxiety cannot coexist in the brain. We cannot be sad and grateful. We cannot be overwhelmed and grateful. It might be just a split second that we get to feel the gratitude and then back to the other feelings, but it gives our nervous system a rest. Gratitude is an actual perspective reset. You can't take control of everything in this world. We're not able to make sure that the long line is suddenly shrunk and we're up there getting our needs met. But we might be able to say to ourselves, I'm grateful somebody is taking care of all these people. Or we might be thankful for somebody who might smile at us. It just helps us move forward and keeps us from getting stuck in the frustration, which does not feel good to us and does not move the line forward. So some practical ways to weave gratitude into everyday moments is to keep a little gratitude list on your phone or somewhere handy. Just put something down that makes a difference to you. Maybe you're grateful you had a wonderful meal. Maybe you're grateful that you were able to find something you wanted to at the grocery store. Maybe you're grateful that it was a beautiful sky right now, or there's a smell that you enjoy at this time of year. Gratitude doesn't have to be a grand gesture. It's just a lovely way to help us slow down long enough to notice that, yes, there's frustration, and there's also wonderful gratitude. So when you're in a bathtub and you're turning on the hot water, at some point it's going to be too hot. And you're going to want to add a little cold water to cool the bath down. And that's what gratitude does. There are things to be grateful for right along the same time as there are things to be upset about. Let's make sure we include the gratitude and not just shut off that tap. Spending time in nature supports gratitude and the perspective shift from focusing on what isn't working or what feels tiring or memories that are painful or whatever is going on for you. Moving into nature, if possible, at least once a day, gives us spaciousness, gives us an actual literal and mental cue to slow down, to breathe and reconnect. And the more we slow down, the more our parasympathetic nervous system becomes dominant and we relax. And so when we walk among the trees or we watch birds or we feel a breeze, we are able to notice the small joys, and these make all the difference. Sometimes the joy is huge and you get just what you've been dreaming of. Most people find that the happiest part of their holidays are the small things. One large study found that spending at least 120 minutes per week in nature, green space or forests or parks, is strongly linked to greater well-being. And exposure to natural environments is consistently associated with reduced stress, improved mood, better sleep regulation, and lower anxiety and depressive symptoms. So even short periods of time, like 20 to 30 minutes outdoors, produce measurable drops in cortisol and improved attention and restoration. So put it in your calendar. I find that so helpful to have appointments with myself to rest, appointments with myself to get outdoors. You can just sit outdoors on a porch or, just somewhere in your backyard. Schedule time to go to the park, maybe with a friend, maybe not. Maybe leave your phone behind. And in the evening, you might want to just step outside and look at the sky and see whether you can see a star or the moon. And if the weather makes it difficult to go out for long, just a moment or two can make all the difference, all the difference. I really emphasize finding joy in small moments. Joy often hides in the ordinary, like the smile at the checkout person might give you, or that you actually hear a favorite song while you're in the grocery store. You never know. Or seeing the twinkle of lights. So sometimes I'll just sit quietly and let the world settle down for 5 minutes, and that can be enough. Or it might mean taking a little drive through Christmas tree lane and just seeing what people did to bring joy to the world in their different decorations that they share. There are lots of different things to do, but the less we do is sometimes the best we can do. You can be the leader in this season's joy spreading. You can spread the joy. When we give, we feel really connected. We connect to ourselves and feel good about what we're doing. So volunteering at a local donation center might make a difference, or just making a donation, or writing a little note to somebody that you appreciate. All of these things expand joy. Just holding the door open for somebody or smiling at them, noticing that you have lifted somebody else's spirits can go a long way to lifting your own joy. Joy isn't finite, it multiplies. Acts of generosity and connection activate reward circuits in the brain. They boost your mood, they reinforce social bonds. These are all key ingredients of sustained well being. So, see what you can do, small, non invasive things that you can do that will help you to be the leader and bring joy to others as well as yourself. Joy isn't something you can chase. It's something you notice. It's something you feel. It's the small moments, a smile, a breath, a kind word. The more we slow down and let ourselves be present, the more joy we'll find waiting right where we are. Come back to the present moment. Look for the joy right here, right now, and find yourself experiencing joy.